Welcome to The Explainer. Okay, today we are diving headfirst into what is honestly the biggest technological revolution we will see in our lifetime. Now, I know when you look at this massive, futuristic world of artificial intelligence, it feels like an exclusive club, like you need millions of dollars or some fancy computer science degree just to get through the door. But what if you didn't? What if I told you that you don't need thousands of dollars to take part in this massive boom? Let's break down exactly how you can start building real wealth through AI, step by step.
Because here is the secret. Our starting line is just $100. We are completely shattering that old myth that you need to be rich to play the game today. It's just not true. The companies building these game-changing AI tools are growing at an absolutely unprecedented pace. And the investors who are getting in early, they're positioning themselves for some major upside. So yes, even a total beginner, armed with just a single $100 bill, can step right into the arena.
So can you actually invest in the AI revolution with just $100? The answer is a definitive, loud, and empowering yes. In this explainer, we're going to uncover some really accessible, beginner-friendly options. We'll go over the costly traps you absolutely need to avoid, and I'll show you exactly how to start today, even if you've literally never invested a dime before.
All right, let's jump straight into Section 1, the $100 opportunity.
Think back to the early days of the internet. It felt like the Wild West, right? While leading experts are looking at the current AI landscape and comparing it directly to that exact era. The companies that built the foundational plumbing of the internet back then became the undisputed giants of today's economy. And the companies leading AI development right now, they're positioning themselves to be the giants of tomorrow. It's a really rare window where a small, highly accessible investment has the potential to grow massively over time.
And this isn't just a niche tech thing. This expansion is happening everywhere. We're talking about hospital systems totally revolutionizing healthcare, digital education platforms scaling globally, smart factory automation, literally the whole shebang, from finance to entertainment. Businesses are pouring billions into AI for two extremely simple reasons. It skyrockets productivity and it slashes costs. The scale of this integration is just mind-blowing.
Let's move on to Section 2, 3 ways to invest.
So how do we actually execute this? Well, as a beginner, you've basically got 3 primary paths: fractional stocks, ETFs, and crypto. Now, comparing the risk level and the diversification of each of these paths is absolutely crucial. Because when you're just starting out, managing your risk and understanding exactly how your money is spread out is everything.
Let's start with the most direct route, fractional investing. You know those massive AI chip companies or cloud infrastructure giants whose stock costs hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars for a single share? Well, you don't actually have to buy a whole share. A lot of brokerages nowadays allow you to buy a tiny fraction of a share for just a few dollars. So by spreading your $100 across several different AI companies, you get direct exposure to all that crazy growth while keeping your overall risk in check.
But hey, if researching individual stocks feels like a total headache, you should really look into an ETF, or an exchange-traded fund. Think of an ETF as a giant basket that holds dozens of different companies all in a single investment. Instead of trying to guess which specific AI startup is going to win the race, which is super hard, by the way, an ETF gives you instant exposure to the entire industry. It heavily reduces your risk and takes almost all the guesswork out of it.
Then we have our third option, AI crypto projects. Now, some blockchain platforms are actually integrating AI right into their ecosystems. But listen closely, because you need to be careful here. While these investments offer some seriously high growth potential, they are highly volatile. It's a bumpy ride. If you go down this path, only invest what you are completely okay with losing and do your homework. Higher potential rewards inherently come with higher risks.
Which is the perfect pivot to Section 3, costly mistakes to avoid.
We've all seen it happen. So many beginners lose their money simply because they chase the loud, viral hype instead of focusing on quiet, boring, long-term investing. Getting swept up in emotional trading almost always leads to a shrinking portfolio. The truly successful investors, they don't let the excitement rattle them. They rely on cold, hard facts, patience, and consistency rather than trying to hit a quick, emotional jackpot.
Drilling down a bit, there are 2 massive traps you need to dodge. First up, buying stuff you don't understand. Never ever invest in something just because the internet is screaming about it. If you can't explain what the company does, don't buy it. Second, never put all your money into one single project. If that one company fails, your entire $100 goes poof, gone. Diversifying is your best friend.
All right, let's get to the fun part. Section 4,
building your first portfolio.
So what's the actual game plan for your $100? A highly effective blueprint for beginners is a simple 70-30 split. Take $70 and put it into a well-diversified mix of those AI stocks or ETFs we talked about. That's your active growth engine. Then, deliberately leave $30 as cash sitting right there in your account. Why? Because when the market inevitably takes a sudden dip, you'll have cash ready to buy in at a discount without overexposing yourself.
Now, I know $100 might seem like a drop in the bucket, but small actions plus consistency equals massive long-term growth. Imagine taking that same $100 and committing to investing it every single month. By combining that consistent habit with the compounding growth of the AI sector, it's like a snowball rolling down a hill. Your investments can expand vastly. The winners in this space are the ones who stay consistent, completely ignoring the short-term noise.
And that brings us to our final takeaway. Section 5, the long-term mindset.
Here is the reality check. Artificial intelligence is still in its incredibly early stages. We are literally right at the bottom of the curve, and this tech is going to evolve at warp speed over the next decade. While predicting what the market will do tomorrow is impossible, zooming out and riding these long-term trends creates massive, massive opportunities for patient investors. You just have to make strategic moves based on facts, not fear.
It all boils down to this. Building wealth is usually a marathon, not a sprint. You do not need thousands of dollars to get on the track and run this race, but you absolutely need the endurance to stay the course. With just your $100, you can jump in right now, learn the ropes, and start building experience that is honestly invaluable.
The single most important step of any marathon is just showing up at the starting line. Small actions repeated over and over lead to truly life-changing financial results. So your financial journey starts today. What is your very first step going to be? If you found some value in this explainer and it got you fired up, please hit that subscribe button, give it a like, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Thanks so much for hanging out and learning with me today. I'll catch you in the next one.